Let's talk a little bit about some of the other features that you might need as you read, view, and create notes. So here we're in a forum again. I'm in Welcome Start here. That's what I'm viewing on the left side. You will remember that we had like a drop down for whatever forum we were in and could access a different forum. Which is very similar to going to a forum index, especially when we're editing a note. But you know, there's different ways to access the forums itself. We also have the same kind of drop-down symbol on the left panel, and I know sometimes I've said left to right, right to left, excuse that, but this is the left panel. So these are extra features that have to do with the note list. The right side, there's also a drop down, and that has to do with the My Workspace and extra features for My Workspace that you can access, including a few other little features here with the little I for information and starring. So let's look at the left side. What can I do with my note list? Well, whether I'm editing or viewing, and typically you would do this when you're editing, you might want to show all the note content. This comes in really handy because it expands all the content on the left side. Again, if I'm editing and have this window open on the right side, I can drag the link over, I can drag the text over, but I have everything that's either in that form or in whatever I've searched that might be on the left side. So this works for everything. It's just expanding and contracting what you are seeing on the left side. So I'm just clicked back on the note list. There's a printer-friendly version, especially if you've expanded some of the notes, to just expand it and print it, and it will not print the right side, it will only print the left side, and you could take it on the subway and read it if that's what you want to do. On the right side, we also have a printer-friendly version of the note, and that prints the My Workspace. On the right side, we can hide notes, we can delete notes. Please be careful with deleting notes. They delete them. When we hide a note, you'll see on the left side, I already have one that's hidden. It shows up in a green highlight. If I have a new note that I'm creating, and I am just going to create one, I can save a note as a draft. So I could be typing and I need to do something else. I'm halfway through, but I'm not ready to publish it to the community. So I just save it as a draft when I save, and it gives me this blue highlight. I'm going to cancel this for a second, because I don't need to go through saving this particular note as a draft, because we already have one here. So if that was a draft and I'm the author and I am the only one that sees it, the way I go back to it is I would edit that note. That's a draft, and once I'm ready and finished with my content, I would uncheck this and save it, and it would no longer be a draft. What else can we do? We can hide drafts and hidden. Sometimes we have too many of those. You know, we're working in different places. So we can hide them from ourselves and just kind of get rid of them and then show them again when we need them. On the right side, what else can we do? One of the key things that either an administrator or sometimes when we're collaborating is we actually want to write a note together. So rather than replying and going back and forth, we can actually be co-authors on a note. The note has to exist. So here's a note. And now I, as the author, am going to say, I need somebody else on this note with me. So I simply go to the drop-down, invite co-author, and now all the people in my community are shown here. So I can select one or more. If I'm an instructor or if I am the administrator of the site, depending what kind of site it is, I can select with Shift all the people in the community. Now that depends how big the community is, and bring them all over. I simply close that, and all of a sudden we have a co-authored note that anybody would access via editing. That edit button would not exist if you're not an author of a note. You always know if it's you're an author, if there's a co-authoring in a note, because it will have the et al in there. And now if I reload the page, the note that we just did has an et al. We can include all the people, especially imagine if it's an entire class. Be careful with timing, please, because the last note that's saved is, or the last person that saved a note is really what happens, so it's good to organize it. If you have a lot of synchronous things that you need to do, probably better to use chat, and we'll talk a little more about that. Great way to collaborate and work with notes.